President Bola Tinubu has failed woefully to rule well. Bola Tinubu will end up as a one-term president.
Hello, great people. Do you remember the word whalers? Well, in a moment, I'll play you a video of an APC chieftain, and I look forward to your impression in the comment section whether that APC chieftain is whaling or not. You will recall that the word whalers was employed by the administration of the immediate past president to respond to critics of the government, whether they are from the opposition or they are just ordinary Nigerians or voice of reasoning, when you are complaining about the misgovernance and hardship in the land during the Buhari era. The Buhari boys will say you are whaling. So they tag people whalers. But then, what are we going to call an APC chieftain during the Tinubu government that is now complaining? Is it safe for us to call an APC chieftain a whaler? Well, in a moment, I'll play you the video of Jesutega Onakpasa. Well, for some of you that don't know him, Jesutega Onakpasa is one of the staunch Tinubu supporters. For Jesutega Onakpasa, in 2023, it's either Tinubu or nobody. That Tinubu is the best thing that can happen to this country. But now, the Gbedu, shout out to Burna Boy, don't they enter body, and Jesutega Onakpasa is now, fall into the category of those that APC usually use the word whaling for. Jesutega Onakpasa is now whaling. We'll watch the video of Onakpasa, then when we come back, we'll be dissecting the things he said and the associated issues. First, let us go and watch the video of Jesutega Onakpasa, then we'll come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
The chairman of your party says 2027 is a done deal. Everything is done.
Which done deal? Which done deal when the people are hungry? Is it that easy for it to be a done deal? Let's feed our citizens. Let's govern well. It's not a question of people defecting to our party. It's a question of us ruling well. And in that angle, we have failed woefully. President Bola Tinubu has failed woefully to rule well, to provide food for Nigerians, to give them succor in this hard times. I can tell you for free, Ruben, that at this rate we are going, all these things will help us in 2027. If we are not careful, Bola Tinubu will end up as a one-term president. Quote me anywhere. I'm certainly not supporting him for 2027. And I'm going to make sure, going to gather with, it's not even PDP people. PDP is just a ridiculous party. They are not serious. It is us in APC who are dissatisfied with him, that who put him in power. We are the ones that will remove him from the power.
Well, there you have it. You just watched the video of APC chieftain Jesutega Onakpasa, and you heard it explicitly from him when he said that Bola Tinubu has not ruled well. He also said there's poverty, hunger, and hardship in the land. He also asserted that Bola Tinubu, if things goes on like this, it will be a one-term president. And he also stated that he is not supporting Bola Tinubu for 2027. Well, before I come back to that, let me tell you about Jesutega Onakpasa. You see, Jesutega Onakpasa is one of the loyal people to Bola Tinubu. So we don't know whether it's because Jesutega Onakpasa have not been settled, because when Bola Tinubu appointed Daniel Buala, Jesutega Onakpasa went up in flame that Tinubu is rewarding the people that did not work for him, but those that work for him, he didn't compensate them. But then again, we'll be looking at the message and the messenger in this instance. But before I go into that, let me tell you about Jesutega Onakpasa. Jesutega Onakpasa has once appeared on Arise News before, where he fought Rufai Oseni silly. In fact, he even called Oseni mannerless in that particular interview. You know that Rufai Oseni could be very, very critical, and he can ask some bold questions. So when he appeared on Arise News and Rufai Oseni was trying to kind of like scrutinize his candidate and the performance of APC at the time during the reign of Muhammadu Buhari, the Jesutega Onakpasa went up in flames, so much so that he called Rufai Oseni mannerless. And he even called him, I think, a small boy. He used a lot of derogatory words against Rufai Oseni. So how time flies, just in less than 2 years of the Tinubu administration, the same Jesutega Onakpasa is crying foul. So you may want to ask yourself that, is it that Jesutega Onakpasa's position has changed? And what could have changed Jesutega Onakpasa's position? Is it his love for the Nigerian people, if that exists, or is it because he has been schemed out from the Tinubu camp, is that why it's crying? But one cannot rule out the fact that what Jesutega Onakpasa says is something that is true. But then again, despite the fact that he's speaking the truth, we also cannot rule out the fact that if he has been in the Tinubu circle, if he has been whining and dining, if he too have been licking the icing of the national cake, will Jesutega Onakpasa come out to be complaining? And that's why I usually say that don't support a candidate for personal favors. Don't support a candidate for what you want to gain personally from a candidate. Now, I know that politics is a kind of like quid pro quo, like, vote for me, I will give you electricity. So that means something for something. Give me your vote in exchange for me to provide electricity, in exchange for me to provide water, in exchange for me to provide security, not in the exchange for me to provide employment. That is quid pro quo during electioneering. But then again, the quid pro quo is not personal. It is from personal to collective. And let me explain that to you. In the sense that you are giving your vote, your one vote, personal, you are giving it to a candidate for that candidate to go there and take decision in the best interest of the people. So that means that your vote, you are giving it to that candidate to act in the best interest of the people, not in your own best interest. If the candidate is if the candidate wins the election and is to take a decision, the candidate is expected to take a decision that will be in the interest of majority of Nigerians. So, but in this case, can we say that Bola Tinubu's decision has likely been in the interest of majority of Nigerians? Well, the answer is no, because people have moved from poverty to incredible poverty. People have moved from hardship to chronic hardship. So Jesutega Onakpasa is right. But then again, I think that he supported Bola Tinubu because of what he thinks that he could have gotten from the government. Because I don't believe that if Jesutega Onakpasa is in the Tinubu circle, I don't think he would be speaking like this. But then again, we can't rule out the fact that Jesutega Onakpasa is saying the truth. He's saying nothing but the truth. You can throw away the messenger, but you cannot throw away the message. Are Nigerians hungry? Oh, Nigerians are terribly hungry. Well, is the cost of goods and services, is it on the increase? Is absolutely. How about inflation? It has skyrocketed. Now, look at the price of petroleum product, and the president is saying that, well, I feel your pain. Try and endure. I'm doing this for you. But then again, the president that is preaching that I feel your pain, we are not seeing him, I'm kind of like trying to manage in any way or manner whatsoever. The president will not use the hospital in Nigeria to take care of himself. We decide to fly to France. You are flying from France to London and you are saying, I feel your pain. What kind of pain are you feeling? If you decide to fly from France to London, then you come back and say, I feel your pain. No, you are not feeling any pain. If you decide to appoint more ministers in the issue of Nigeria, you are telling people that, well, you feel their pain. Why are you wasting money? If you decide to buy Escalade for yourself, you decide to buy private jet for yourself, then you want to ask that, what pain of the masses are you now feeling? So if you look at it, are Nigerians in pain, as asserted by Onakpasa? Yes. Are Nigerians hungry? Yes, Nigerians are hungry. You see, the level of poverty and hardship in the land, if you can still feed, if you can kind of like eat 3 square meal, pay your children's school fees, and just provide the normal basic things for yourself, then you need to thank the Lord, because you are in fact, you are a big boy, to use street parlance, or should I say big girl, as the case may be. So Nigerians are terribly hungry, and I hope that Bola Tinubu will learn from some of these things, because sometimes when people are speaking, there are 3 voices: the supporting voice, people that will support you; the opposition voice, people that will oppose you; and also there is a 3rd voice, which is the voice of reasoning. But the problem with the Nigerian government is that they only listen to the supporting voice. They don't want to hear the opposition voice, and sometimes they mistake the voice of reasoning as the voice of the opposition. So you need to kind of like be able to kind of differentiate between these 3 categories. And what I can say is that Jesutega is of the ruling party. He has been schemed out, but in this particular instance, his voice is a voice of reasoning. He said that Tinubu has failed to rule well. Is that the case? Yes, of course. Tinubu has failed to rule Nigeria well, in the sense that you said that there is corruption in the petroleum sector. You remove fuel subsidy. You said there is a fraud going on there. Okay, where are the fraudsters? You have yet to bring them out. Who are the people that are responsible for the inefficiency of the petroleum sector? Nobody is yet to be punished, but you just push all the blame to Nigerians. In terms of subsidizing the naira to the dollar, you said that there is a lot of scam going on there. Who are the scammers? You can't present them. You've not arranged them. You just push the burden to Nigerians. So for me, Bola Tinubu is running an elitist-centric government, a government that favors mainly the elite, and Nigerians are not mainly elite in terms of the population. Then he spoke about one-term president. Welcome Bola Tinubu be a one-term president. Well, it is not impossible. It has happened before and it can happen again. Jonathan, an incumbent president, was defeated. So Bola Tinubu needs to learn from that, well, Nigerians can sometimes be decisive. And he said he's not supporting him for 2027. Well, I don't know the influence of Jesutega Onakpasa, but then it is within his right to support Bola Tinubu or not. Well, the Jesutega Onakpasa, you were one of the people that imposed Tinubu on Nigerians, and Tinubu is here to use 2 years. So don't worry, we are all in it together. You know, you too begin to feel the pain that Nigerians are feeling. Maybe by 2027, your head may have truly correct. And I hope that Jesutega Onakpasa will not come back when he settles with Tinubu and come and be saying, well, Tinubu for 2027. And that's why I usually say that don't hate your neighbor. And in the words of Daily Faro TV, don't die in their war. It's been an interesting time with on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omosoladeji. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.